We are holding on the 20th to the 21st of June a fire point in the mountains here in Davos.
Beautiful.
And so with all that we have shared now, I would like to have some kind of preparation also. What is this happening on the 21st of June this year? This alignment, this cosmical alignment, and how can we use it, this gate, for exactly a deeper shift in our own lives and in the collective.
Sure. Well, yeah, thanks for talking about that. It reminds me, like I said before, at the time of Copernicus, when they realized that the Earth went around the sun, this was a radical situation. It cost people like Bruno Giordano his life in Catholic Rome, and it was heresy to the civilization that existed and the religion that it existed. But all deep initiations are like that. Something new breaks into our awareness. And the power, if we go cosmologically for a moment, of this coming solstice, which is in 2 weeks, we're right now on the full moon, the coming new moon is an eclipse. And in the eclipse, the sun is eclipsed by the moon. And the sun and the moon, these two great lights, often represent consciousness and the unconscious, or thinking and feeling. So there's an eclipse. It's at the same time as the solstice, and the solstice is either the longest day or the shortest day, depending on whether which hemisphere you're in. And because it's on the solstice, which is already really rare, there's also an alignment with the center of the galaxy. So if you imagine, the chakras of this great being that we live in, the monad, the center of the galaxy, the sun, the soul, the body, mind, the planet Earth, and the moon are feelings and unconscious and body. They're all in a line. And this hasn't happened for many, many tens of thousands of years. And in my particular tradition, it said, if you ever see that happen, it's a sign for, mass initiation. And so for a couple of years now, I've been saying 2020 is a time that humanity is likely to go through a major initiation of the heart. And we've already seen this year the coronavirus and the riots and so on. And it looks like, these are things that we can control, but actually they're just an outer representation of a deep inner transformation that's going on in people's hearts. So the idea is that from the solstice, then we open up a period of a few months where those people who already know love, who have done their soul work, become more visible on the planet, because everybody's caught in this battle between the control of the old civilization and the rebellion, that wants to upwell and throw it over. But the third way is this way that we're calling the way of wild love, the way of actually being the very thing that is arriving rather than attacking the thing that's going or trying to hold on to it. So the invitation at the time of the solstice is to align and light a fire. So we have this project of 100 fires around the world. And what inspired that is that, in order to take a picture of the black hole, which we just did this year, in 2019, the first image of the center of a black hole, which was M87, was taken by using little telescopes all around the world and then putting all of their data together. Okay, because we had to have a telescope the size of the Earth. So the image on the solstice is that these fires are like that telescope. There's 100 fires around the Earth, but there's only one fire. It's only one being lighting that fire through 100 different beings with 1,000 people. And so the idea is that we light those fires with an active will for the new civilization that's based on the dark light, that's based on the mystery and the not knowing and trust in the deep levels of our being, that we light the fires from that place. And then we accumulate all of the data. We get everybody's oracles together, their downloads, the images of their fire, and we create a composite so that we can feel into what is this new civilization based on ecstasy and the mystery and life and freedom and love. What is this, and how does it feel when we have 100 people, 100 fires all standing for that together. So most people, when they feel like, how can I make a difference? How can I change the world? They feel powerless because they're trying to do it as a single individual, you know, in the face of 6 billion people and these inherent structures. But if we step back and be the center of the galaxy, be the life force of the universe, then shifting civilization on this little planet is a small thing. And we don't have to do it alone, we do it together. And there's hundreds of thousands of us now that can do it if we own our divine will and our ecstatic life force in order to bring the end to what needs to end and the beginning of what needs to begin. So solstice is a time for that, you know, united celebration of the earth tribe that is anchored in the life force, strong in their will, and aligned with the dark, the holy dark, the divine dark.
I love it. My whole being is yes.
Right, and that's how we know each other, you know, like
Exactly.
we know each other because our life force says, yes, that's what I'm on the planet for. That's what I live for.
Yeah. That's it.
Great. Well, it was lovely talking to you. And, you know, it might also be useful to put this out on the Fires group. So maybe you could send me a copy of it when you do.
Absolutely.
And, you know, like I haven't had a chance to ask you about your one movement, but I can feel it. I can feel its life. And I, you know, send my love and blessings and solidarity to whatever it is that you're doing as you're joining this process that we're all in. And may the life that's in you and the people that you work with flourish in the world now, because the world so desperately needs examples of people who are alive.
Thank you so much. Like, I'm so deeply touched, and yeah, my whole being is in an ecstatic, just yeah. This is so good. This is so good to connect. This is so good to share and just to remember and just to embody that life force. Thank you so much, Bruce.
Thanks for reaching out.
Beautiful.
Bye now.
Thank you. All the best for you too.